Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So I kind of left off my MCU journey right before Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So here we go. We're going to do my review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I don't like this movie though, so that's kind of why I've been putting it off for like over a year. Also, I had a baby, so that kind of messed up my time. But yeah, it was kind of hard for me to get back to watch this movie. I saw it twice in theaters. The first time I was like, I don't know, I gotta see it one more time. Second time I got bored and tired and I left like right as those credits started rolling. I didn't even stay for the end credit scene. So let's go ahead and get into my review for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I'm going to say most of the positive stuff is going to be right here in the beginning. I do like the opening scene with we got Defender Strange and America Chavez trying to get the Book of Ashanti. And we got this kind of like cool like mummy wrapped creature following them, and so all of that stuff I kind of really like. And then it's Doctor Strange, our Doctor Strange, kind of having a dream of that happening, and we find out that dreams are just glimpses into our other selves from other universes, which is kind of an interesting concept, because then they say America knows she's the only one because she doesn't ever dream. So I really like that. And I do really like America Chavez. I really like the actress Xochitl Gomez. I saw her on Dancing with the Stars 2 seasons ago now, and she won Dancing with the Stars, and she just has a great personality. She's a lot of fun. She's got a lot of good energy. She just seems so sweet, and so I really want to see her back in the role of America Chavez, and they've been kind of hinting at that. Like they put out like a little, I think her and was it Cassie Lang and Miss Marvel or something were like sitting at a table. So like I think we might be seeing more of her. Maybe she'll pop up in that Strange Academy show that might be developing. So I really do like America Chavez. And then we get Doctor Strange going to Christine's wedding. And I like that the colleague from the first movie is like, was that the only way to like people snap? And Strange is like, it was the only way. And that's kind of like his thing throughout the movie, is like he kind of sort of feels this guilt. Like, was it him responsible for letting these people get snapped? It's kind of just like a thing, like a thread. His story arc isn't very good in this movie. But anyway, we get the fight scene with America, Doctor Strange, and then Wong shows up. I love Wong. And they're fighting like this octopus monster with one big eye. And just like James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, they gotta like spear the eye or something of this monster. So I like all of that, kind of just the fighting, Doctor Strange fighting, America Chavez. The whole setup I think is really cool. You could totally tell like the added scene, like when they're talking with America at the diner and they're like, oh, we know the multiverse, we just had incidents with Spider-Man. Like that was a total reshoot scene. Just feels really inserted. So I really do like all the setup, and then we go to Wanda, and I love meeting Wanda and the reveal that she has on the Hex, and all that I think is really cool. And then of course the Battle of Carmitage was still really cool. So I like that. So I kind of like all that in the beginning. I don't really like. I liked Christine. I like Rachel McAdams. I liked Christine in the first movie. She didn't have a lot to do, but I liked her as a little supporting character. I don't like Christine in this movie. I also don't like Rachel McAdams' like hair looks like a wig or something when we get to like the alternate version, and then she keeps saying this cheesy line about you always have to be the one to hold the scalpel. That line is terrible, and this whole love story of them when we never even saw them as a couple in the first movie. They weren't even together in the first movie, so that whole character arc is not good either. And then Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, which we found out in Spider-Man No Way Home. But Wong says that he knows the Book of Ashanti is real because he received a secret book that you get when you're Sorcerer Supreme that told him it's real. But Doctor Strange didn't believe it was real, and I thought Doctor Strange was the Sorcerer Supreme in Infinity War, but apparently he was not the Sorcerer Supreme. So between the end of the first Doctor Strange, when the Ancient One dies, and Infinity War, was there just no Sorcerer Supreme? Or did Doctor Strange just never get the handbook? I don't know. But anyway, I love that Wong as Sorcerer Supreme, though. But anyway, so back to Wanda. I mean, I get that they wanted to make her evil. They wanted to make her the Scarlet Witch. I get that. I do feel that having her use the Darkhold kind of goes against to her character journey in WandaVision. And that's just me. That's just me. And I know they set up, the little end credit scene of WandaVision. That sets up, her in Doctor Strange, too. Okay, let's remember this movie was, rewritten and reshot. And it was supposed to come out before No Way Home, right after WandaVision. WandaVision was also retooled because of the COVID and everything. And that wasn't going to be the original end credit stinger for WandaVision. So we're talking about a 30-minute end credit stinger that wasn't supposed to even be there. That is my setup to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. No, sorry, that doesn't work for me. I needed a little bit better Wanda's journey arc to using the Darkhold and everything. And of course they mention, the Darkhold corrupts the users and everything around it. And that's why Wanda is gone mad. That's tell, and we need to show and not tell. So I just really don't like this whole Wanda Darkhold thing and how it's used. I think it's just lazy writing. And I think I would be curious to know what the original script for this movie was, because it's clear, I think it's been leaked, that Wanda wasn't supposed to be the main villain. And then they kind of retooled it so that Wanda's the main villain. And I think it really shows in the story arcs and the character arcs of the movie. They're just not there. So anyway, I'm going to try to stop complaining too much. But I really do like the first 20 minutes of the movie. I'm watching the first 20 minutes. I'm like, oh yeah, this movie's pretty good. Why do I hate it? And then it goes completely downhill after that. Once America and Doctor Strange get into the, 838 universe where they meet the Illuminati. Yeah, so this is where the movie completely loses me. I absolutely hate the Illuminati in this movie. So we get Maria Rambeau as Captain Marvel. We get Captain Carter, Black Bolt from the Inhumans, Professor X, Mordo, and Reed Richards are the Illuminati in this movie. And they're all completely useless, pretty much. Yeah, I don't like the Captain Marvel being like, we can handle your little witch. No, you can't. And I love that Doctor Strange says, no, you cannot. Because, no, you can't. Have you ever faced the Scarlet Witch? You don't know, lady. You guys couldn't even beat Thanos without all of you in the Book of Ashanti. No, you can't. And I just don't like that little bit of arrogance. That just drives me nuts. And also the fact that they hate all Doctor Stranges because of the actions of one Doctor Strange. Oh, the biggest threat to the multiverses is Doctor Strange. I mean, maybe they discovered the weird Doctor Strange with the third eye, because he's also a threat too. But no, you can't judge one person by the actions of their doppelganger. You don't know that. That's stupid, terrible reasoning. So their motivation is terrible, and then they're completely useless in the fight against Wanda. It's terrible. So Reed Richards and Black Bolt die before they can really even do anything. I get, they don't want to unleash Black Bolt, right away. I mean, we do see Black Bolt use his power, which is, it was cool. But Reed Richards doesn't do anything. He turns to spaghetti. Black Bolt kills himself, apparently. Captain Carter gets cut in half with her own shield, and Captain Marvel gets collapsed on by some rocks or whatever. That's so terrible. It's all so bad. Steve Rogers would never get cut in half by his own damn shield. And then Captain Marvel gets collapsed on by some rocks. She lasts the longest, so good for her. But this is clearly a less powerful Captain Marvel than we saw in Endgame, because it's a different variant. Captain Carter is completely useless against Wanda. Steve Rogers couldn't even go against Wanda either, but he wouldn't get cut in half with his shield. Freaking Sam Wilson probably wouldn't get cut in half by his own damn shield. So I hate the Illuminati. They're terrible. And then a lot of people like to say, but we needed to see Wanda take out the Illuminati to show how powerful she is. No, we don't. We just saw her take out Carmitage, full of sorcerers, including the Sorcerer Supreme and Doctor Strange. We know Wanda almost took out Thanos on her own in Endgame. And this Illuminati required all of them, plus the Book of Ashanti, to take out Thanos. So no, we don't need to see Wanda take these people out, especially because 2 of them don't even do shit, and the other 2 are completely ineffective. So no, we didn't. We know how powerful Wanda is. This is just a horrible way to insert these cameos in here, and I absolutely hate it, and it's my main problem with this damn movie. Why I just, maybe just take out that whole sequence, and I would like the movie a little bit better. All kind of bloodied, going through, well, I guess it's not blood, it's like robot oil or whatever, going through the tunnels, being creepy. I think the horror in this movie works pretty good, and that's why I was okay with Sam Raimi coming in to direct, because he's done horror, he's done comic book movies. I think the direction in this movie is pretty fine. Like, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's just all writing and the character arcs and everything is all terribly done. So once we move past the terrible, horrible Illuminati, the only one that like wasn't worthless was Professor X, but then he just gets his head snapped. So whatever. Mordo doesn't do anything. They're just so bad. So anyway, stop complaining about that. Move on. Then we get to then we get like Third Eye Doctor Creepy Strange in like this weird world that's colliding with the incursion, whatever. And Christine Palmer's there, and she has to help Strange. But then Strange has to dreamwalk into the dead body of Defender Strange, because they buried him from the first movie. So he has to dreamwalk into there. Also, there's like this musical notes fight with the Third Eye Strange, and that actually is kind of cool. I don't know how that would work, but I just thought that was kind of cool visual, and then with the music cues, that was actually pretty cool. So that's one thing I did like. So then we get like Zombie Strange dreamwalking. I love that Wanda calls him out like, "You hypocrite." That's funny. And then it's like this Zombie Strange versus Wanda, and that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like the way the movie kind of ends a little bit with him and versus Wanda. And then I love that Wong even says you have to take America's power to defeat, the Scarlet Witch. And I love that Strange proves that he's not like every other Strange, because he doesn't take America's power. He tells her, you can control your powers. Although he's a little wrong. She hasn't I think it's more a coincidence that she kind of opened the right portals. I don't really think that was her controlling it subconsciously. Maybe, I don't know. But clearly she just needed a confidence booster or something, because now she can kind of control her powers. I do like her star punches. Those are kind of cool. So, and I like that she even says, I can't beat you, so I'll give you what you want. And then we see her sons from the WandaVision show, same actors, think of her as a monster, and that, I don't know, that snaps her out of whatever influence the Darkhold has on her, I guess, whatever. And so that's how they kind of defeat her. And then she apparently destroys the Darkhold in every universe, if by just destroying that monument, or maybe she had to use the Darkhold to destroy every other Darkhold, and then it collapses on her. So whatever. That's the end of the movie. And then also at the post-credit scene, we see Doctor Strange gets the third eye, and Charlize Theron arrives. So those were the positives. Mostly I just like the first 20 minutes or so. I like America. I do like Zombie Strange. It looks really cool. I like the musical notes fight. Pretty much everything else in this movie is garbage. I absolutely hate the Illuminati sequence. So yeah, I just don't like what they did with Wanda here. I just feel like they just made her corrupt by the Darkhold off screen, and the motivation is that she needs her children who don't exist. I love that Strange calls it out, like, you don't have children. And she's like, I do in every other universe. Okay, well, you don't have children. Other yous have children. I love that Strange even asks, well, what happens to their mother, the other you? And I love at the very end, the other her says, just know that they will be loved. Because she's their mom, not Wanda. And so I just don't I get it. I'm a mom. I get it. I know you love your boys. But those kids that you loved in WandaVision are not real. Although, I don't know, Agatha all along. And, also, who is their dad? Who's the other Wanda have these children with? Did she create them on her own? Do they have a father? The father can't be Vision because he can't reproduce naturally. Are they magical creations also? Like, what's stopping our Wanda from just going out and getting pregnant and having kids? Also, these kids are like 8 or 9 or something. She doesn't want to she wants these 8 or 9-year-olds. She doesn't want to go through, having a baby and raising children. She just wants to skip all that and have these 8 or 9-year-olds. Like, to me, it's just like, there's all sorts of forms of motherhood. I understand, but I just don't like the I just don't like it. It doesn't work for me. It's just, and I get it. She's corrupted by the Darkhold. Yeah, that's terrible too. I don't know. It's just, there's something that just doesn't gel with me about Wanda's motivation and where we ended off her in WandaVision. Not that post-credit scene, but where we actually ended her off in WandaVision's apologizing, feeling sorry for the townspeople, and learning to process her grief. This just doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry. This is terrible. So, I don't know. I don't want to complain anymore. I just don't like this movie. If you like the movie, that's great. If you think all of this works great for you, that's cool. That's fine. It all hits everybody in different ways. Maybe you're seeing something I'm not seeing. This is just my perspective and how I see this and everything. So, that's cool if you like this. I kind of liked it the first viewing, but then that second viewing really kind of hit home that the Illuminati is terrible and Wanda's motivations are terrible. It's just like, women, right? They're crazy, right? They're hormonal about their children. That's kind of how more of it comes off rather than her being corrupted by the Darkhold. You know what I mean? Like, I just think we need to see more of the actual corruption, because then at the very end, she's just like, well, now I'm cured and I'll just destroy the Darkhold. So then, like, what? How was she really that corrupted then? Like, so it just doesn't work for me. And I loved Doctor Strange in Infinity War. I don't love the first Doctor Strange movie. I like it. So this one just didn't get me to care about Doctor Strange, his story arc, and then we get some sob story about how he lost his sister, and maybe that's why he doesn't want to form attachments with people, but he still loves Christine. His whole story arc's a mess, and you can just kind of see this was rewritten and reshot to the point to where everything's just a mess now. So I don't want to harp on it anymore. Those are my thoughts of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I guess Wanda's just dead, but is she though? Agatha all along? Maybe, I don't know. So let me know what you guys think of the movie. Maybe you guys really like it. Maybe you love it. Maybe some of you hate it like I do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon for new videos that should be coming more regularly. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, what mouth? Bye.